Thank you for staying with us for the news. We go to the Ashanti region for our very first story. And the Ketia market in Kumasi has been shut temporarily to assess the extent of damage caused by Wednesday's fire. Some shops on the first and second floors of the market were burnt in the inferno. The National Disaster Management Organization says there is no record yet of injuries or fatalities. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
It is alleged the fire started from a shop at a section of the market where combustibles are sold. Traders made attempts to stop the spread but were unsuccessful. According to the Ashanti Regional Director of NADMO, Frank Diodu, some materials exploded as the fire raged.
There was a fire incident which had burnt quite a number of shops, which is not that much though to say. But the fire started from one shop and spread to the other shops. The very area that began the fire are areas where we find items being sold as cupboard, what do you call it, tapping time, catapults, which are all prone to fire. So when it started from one end, we got to the ground, we got to know they tried to put the situation down, but it got out of hand before they could call fire. There were explosions and all that, which we are yet, together with fire, to investigate, to know how the explosion came by.
Several fire tenders arrived at the scene to douse the flame. The security services and some traders aided the rescue of people trapped in the facility. Cranes of the construction firm contractor came in handy for the rescue efforts. An eyewitness narrates.
Every third floor over down. And the third floor over down.
Until the contractors brought their cranes, they had tied a cloth from the third floor. With that, some people were descending from the top. A woman tripped, but the police were able to catch her. But for them, she would have died.
And of course, the buy to second floor. Mammy can show us second floor. What's it to me? I saw a pan first floor, third floor, a pan floor. I can police for now. And a police guy on in our orphan NS, Sefredo. I yeah, dear Papa, can you know that police for Nick Segasena? I come no go.
The KJTR market has since been cordoned as security personnel patrol the enclave. Mr. Diodu says the fire service and other security agencies are expected to be in the market on Thursday to start investigations.
There has been a small discussion with management of the market. We've urged them to put out a publication out there. Activities for tomorrow at the market could not be carried out at the early hours of tomorrow. They are yet to come out, which we are recommending close to the midday. And even if the shops are open, we do also recommend that they will be closed up, then people will leave for proper works to be carried out so that the other side that were not affected could get light. But for the meantime, I'm not sure business activities could be carried out very early in the morning.
The market, which was redeveloped in 2017, is the biggest trading center in the Ashanti region with over 10,000 stores. The first phase of the project costs the government $298 million. For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Well, human as we are, we sometimes forget and leave appliances on the extension board. This can result in fire outbreaks leading to the loss of property. But what if we had the ability to control our extension boards remotely? That is what 3 students from the Computer Engineering Department of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology have done. On Tech Thursday, Love FM's Kwesi Deborah speaks to the brains behind this latest innovation.
Extension board is controlled. Developed an app for this purpose. This board has a current sensor to know how much users are consuming at a point in time.
Okay, so this is an IoT device, an IoT extension board. It is basically supposed to give a user or a consumer the ability to control his or her extension boards remotely. Most of the time, as people, we leave our houses and sometimes we forget that we left sockets on, we left devices connected to sockets not turned off. So you can't come back and then come and turn it off. Maybe you may be busy at work or something. So having a device such as this will give you the opportunity to turn it off remotely via an app that we have as a counterpart to the device. So how it works is it uses 4 relay modules to control each of the sockets. We have linked one of the relay modules to the bulb so that when we turn it on, users can see that yes, it's really working. Okay, and then it also has a current sensor. Now the current sensor feeds information to the app so that the user can know how much power or how much energy they are consuming at every point in time. So those are basically the components that make up and then also a fuse to protect it from surges and overcurrents.
So we have the SmartX, we have a manual override, and we have a mobile app. So the manual override is when you are close to your extension board and you don't have your phone around and you just want to use it as an ordinary extension board. So that you can have, we have these switches to control the turn on and off of the various components of the extension board. So you can see as I turn them on, the various components goes off, and as I turn them on, they go on as well. But if you are far away and you want to control your extension board, if you forgot to do something with your extension board, you can actually turn them off and on.
Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Now, the founder of Health Resource Partners, Brittany Farrell, has brought smiles and relief to residents of Tongozakwe in the Laura municipality following the construction and equipping of a maternity block for them. Brittany Farrell, over a decade ago, used to work as a Peace Corps volunteer in that area. She contracted malaria on 3 occasions and struggled to get treatment for it. Rafiq Salam reports that Brittany's struggles in fighting the disease have forced her to pursue public health to enable her bring the needed resources to people for them to have access to quality health care.
The Tongozakwe communities may have been proud to be among the 4 to 5 communities in the Laura municipality to own a CHIPS compound. Looking at a beautiful edifice, one will have the feeling that it can take care of all immediate health needs of the people. One important component is however missing. There is no maternity unit at the CHIPS compound. Women who are in labor or want to have access to antenatal or prenatal services has to do it elsewhere at a higher cost and risk. Members of the twin community, deeply concerned about the issue, mobilized to put up this structure to serve as their delivery room. They didn't stop at that, according to Assembly member of the area, Alexis Saumberry, who is also co-opted member of the Health Committee. A proposal was then written to a non-governmental organization, Health Resource Partners, which was accepted, but with a conditionality.
The community contribute anything labor, while Health Resource Partners take full cost of the materials needed to put up this building. That we oblige as a community. We did our bit till finally the structure was raised and completed. Still in the same vein, we met to evaluate, and we realized that a structure without equipment would not still achieve the purpose. And so we drafted another proposal through the Municipal Director of Health Services to Health Resource Partners again, to help provide us a source of lighting at night. In our area, most women give birth during the night. And also to give us the necessary equipment needed to operate the maternity block. Fortunately, again, that proposal was approved.
founder and president of the board of Health Resource Partners, Brittany Farrell, in 2010 worked at the Elmont Senior High School in the Denlora district as a Peace Corps volunteer. She recalled with nostalgia her struggle of fighting malaria during her 2-year stint at Elmont, which has motivated her to set up Health Resource Partners.
During that time, unfortunately, I fell ill with malaria 3 times in the 2 years that I was here. And I struggled to get access to resources, and I just had to sit at my house and drink some local tea and try to get better. Thankfully, I recovered, and after my time here in the Laura district, I went to study public health, and I wanted to bring access to people so that they could have the resources they needed to help themselves in the community, like your great community here.
The maternity block is also a memory of a late father who was a physician.
I also wanted to honor my late father, Dr. Bruce Farrell. He was a physician in America, and he helped so many people. Unfortunately, he passed when I was only 14 years old. So I'm very honored that the community allowed me to build this clinic to bring new life to Ghana, because my father is late, and so it's an honor for his name, Dr. Bruce Farrell, Center for New Life, to be represented here on this maternity block in Tongo Zakpi.
APA's Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Damien Puwiri, commended Health Resource Partners for the initiative and enumerated the benefits that the people will derive from it.
The pregnant woman will now spend less in coming here for your checkups. If you have to spend up to 10 cedis to get transportation to Laura, now you can easily just walk here and save that 10 cedis on transport so that you can be examined and given all the needed services here. And when it is beyond the level of the staff here, they will facilitate your movement to the next level without difficulty.
Mind you, there's even a bylaw that frowns on women giving birth at home during labor that either transported on motorcanes or motorbikes to the Laura Municipal Hospital for delivery, sometimes on foot. Babana Patricia is excited that with the commissioning of the maternity block, it will be easier to access health care.
We used to suffer anytime we were pregnant. We have to either walk or to be transported to Laura for antenatal services. You have to do this until you deliver. You can't also deliver at home. You will be fined 100 Ghana cedis if you do so. But with the new maternity block close to us, our sufferings are over.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Tongo Zakpe.
In our next story, a member of parliament hopeful, Raphael Koda, has promised to help restore the hopes of the constituents of the people of Ho Central in the Volta region. He outlined development, wealth creation, economic independence, and reviving the National Democratic Congress in the constituency as his primary objectives. Addressing the press in Ho, Mr. Koda said he was the best candidate in the Ho Central constituency to lead John Mahama's restoration agenda.
Following the announcement of Benjamin Kodo's retirement from Parliament, some individuals have expressed interest in representing Ho Central constituency. Raphael Koda, a mechanical engineer, is one of such individuals who had submitted forms to contest the National Democratic Congress parliamentary primaries.
We have 5 boys. I'm the first child of my mom and the 8th of my dad. But every time that the opportunity comes for politics, I remember 1992, by Jejeva at the Domain Assembly, left me. My mommy took me there. We closed from school, she came to pick me, and we went to meet. That was when the journey of politics all began. And growing up being a leader, I've got opportunity to actually be in various leadership roles, and politics is something that I've never run away from.
With his engineering background and being a problem solver, Mr. Koda said he has assessed the constituency where he was nurtured, hence designed a comprehensive plan to guide the development of the constituency during his tenure. He said he would focus on economic independence, among others, to restore the hope of constituents in the NDC.
I have been a mining engineer for the past 12 years, by the grace of God. We need a visionary, somebody who believes in tomorrow, not now. I stand for growth. I stand for development. I stand for diversity and inclusion.
Now, in our final story, religious tourism, which has the potential of contributing to foreign exchange, is one of the underexploited sectors in Ghana. Though the country has diverse religious and traditional values which could attract tourists from across the world, very little has been done to harness the potential of the sector. As part of the Ghana Month series, Joy News' Fred Kwame Asari spotlights the Kunde religion, a religion that incorporates Christianity and traditional religion and shies away from doing evil.
According to history, the Kunde religion, also known as Gorovidu, is an anti-witchcraft movement that emerged during the colonial period. The Kunde gods is said to originate from Kandeau, southwest of Wa on the Burkina Faso border, where it was linked to the local high gods, Chale. In a quest to find a solution to the consecutive deaths of 3 installed chiefs in Kpando and an epidemic, an entourage traveled up north and acquired the Kunde gods.
Mama Seydou gave the god to the man called Kojokuma Anibra. Yes, because the god rejected all the elders. The young man, the teenage guy who followed them, because he could speak Hausa and other northern languages, he went with them, and the god decided to come with him. So he came under his care.
History has it that the pandemic ended and the people of Kpando experienced good fortune after Kojokuma set up a shrine for Kunde in the community. The new chief lived long as well.
Kpando bought into it because it was saving people from evil spirits, from witchcraft, from things that people do within the community to harm others. Yes, so Kunde came here to save all of us.
This led to the establishment of the Lahari Kunde mission in 1960. The religion incorporates practices and ritual objects from Islam, Christianity, and local voodoo orders. Believers are guided by the 10 commandments in the Bible. Kunde, I was told, does not like evil and cannot be used to harm anyone. A believer who attempts to use Kunde for evil will be punished by the gods. A descendant of Kojokuma, Kosi Kokokli Anibra, is the spiritual leader of the Lahari Kunde mission.
More careful. Wo jimenya koko o ma no wo kunde gbo le jime podi o wo jime hin la do viviti de kunde me lo kunde be da se de ji o na wo jimenya koko no ko tu de ji o che etu ma pe ma ko wo.
Brekete, Agbaja, and Adehu are performed during worship and other gatherings. Some believers often get possessed during performances. The religion, which suffered oppression from both Christians and traditionalists in the colonial era in Ghana, was accepted and is widespread in Togo, Benin, and other parts of the world, with Kpando being its ancestral homes.
It got to a point in Kpando, the people said they didn't need a god anymore. So he took it out to the south, and in the south, they bought into it. That is how it got spread to other countries.
Akpinifia, Tokbegan Dagadu, lamented the dying interest of natives in the religion, hence risks losing its ownership.
Into Independence Day, Bobo Kodoko over Yamibuwe, Omiabete Minyapi Bobo Cho, miafo nua do ole dodo le miafo asime mianai ekiche hindedu ya che la jole miasia ni mele unde subosuboki li menola oda sisese dewe.
On that note of Kunde, a fusion of Christianity and traditional religion, we cap off the news. But stay with us, the news review up next.